So in your O level ke course, you have two indicators that we talk about. Indicators, I'll call it indicators of living standards. Two indicators of living standards. So एक तो है हमारा रियल जीडीपी पर रियल ग्रॉस डोमेस्टिक प्रोडक्ट per head. What is it? Well, there's a formula to it. You take your real GDP and you divide it by the number of population. What this basically tells is an average earning of an individual in an economy. On average, what is a person making? Now, obviously, what we say is that if real GDP rises, we assume the standard of living is going to rise because people will be able to produce more, earn more, spend more. And on the other hand, if real GDP falls, then the standard of living should go down because the incomes are going down, affordability is going down, and things are not so good. So that can, like, we can talk about in terms of the advantages and disadvantages of this as well over here only. So the advantages of measuring living standards through this is higher GDP represents higher incomes, higher output, and higher expenditure. So from the living standard point of view, that's how you do it. It's a lot more easier to measure as government can use it to see its performance and also measure the trend it can be used to compare between countries so those you could suggest would be some of the advantages of it, but there are quite a lot of disadvantage of it. Disadvantages could be that it ignores externalities such as pollution. What our assumption is, the more output there is, the more consumption of resources will there be, and more pollution will happen. So unfortunately, हम सिर्फ from the pro side देखते हैं कि more output will be there, more incomes will be there, but we're completely ignoring the negative externalities. In fact, let me use the word negative here, negative externalities. So that's an important term. फिर उसके बाद it does not take healthcare into account. It does not include education. It does not include poverty, inequality, into account. So it misses out on a lot of stuff. So that's why we say, you know what, GDP is it's a good indicator, it's widely used, but at the same time it is not the best indicator available.